Bolo.
All right, so we are back again by request. I guess a lot of you guys liked the video that I did showing you guys how to use the MPC X and the Jupiter X together and showing you guys how to select sounds and, you know, how to use it with the MPC. But somebody hit me up and they wanted to know how to actually send multiple sounds through one MIDI channel using the Jupiter X and the MPC, and I'm gonna show you guys that today. It is not hard to do. It's very easy. Just got to know where to find certain things in the menu. And after that, you can go ahead and take the sounds and say, for instance, if you like the sound on part 1 and you want to, you know, double it up with the sound on part 2, you can take those sounds and run it through one MIDI channel, and that way you will have stacked sounds like that. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Hopefully this does not take too long. I know the other video was kind of long, but hopefully it does not take too long, and hopefully you guys will gain a better understanding of how to do it when I get done. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. I know last time was a bit long, but I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible, okay? It's not that hard to do. If you take the same stuff that applied to selecting the parts like I did on the last video, this will work the same exact way. It's just that we gotta take one more extra step, or maybe 2 more extra steps. We'll see. All right, so first things first, we definitely have to go into MIDI and make sure we have the Jupiter X, you know, the MIDI port assigned to Jupiter X. And right now, if we play that, it's gonna play this. All right, so that is the JPX Big Swell, and that is scene 101. So in order for us to get to where we can stack multiple sounds through one MIDI channel, we're going to have to initialize the scene. Now, like the way I showed you last time, you can just press and hold scene right here, and then I went to bank 16 and it went to initialize scene. But there's actually an easier way. All you have to do is just scroll to, I think, 13. Scene 1301. Yeah, there we go. 1301, it's initialized scene. This is the sound that is going to be on initialized scene right here. Okay, so we have to make an initialized scene. We can't use the other scenes. Well, we can use the other scenes, but if we want to build our own sounds, this is the way we have to do it. Okay, so now that we're in this scene, we're going to go into part mode. We're inside of part mode, and right now we're in the Jupiter 8. Okay, because we're not using the model banks right here, right? Because if we was in model banks, we can select whatever sound we want. But just to keep it simple, we're just going to go right here in the scene and stay right here in this Jupiter 8 bank. And as you guys can see, Berlin Night is on the Jupiter 8 right here. And if we play it, and if we change the sound right here, let's change the sound to another sound, dirty little pad. It's a little pad sound right here. And let's change it to another sound, which is flute. And then we got another sound right here, which is pluck swell. And what else we got in here? Let's see, sweeping pulse. Okay. So that's kind of interesting, sweeping pulse. So what we want to do now is we want to be able to stack a sound with that sweeping pulse, but have it come through MIDI channel 1 instead of we having to go up here and change this to MIDI channel 2 and all that stuff like that. We can just play one MIDI channel and get multiple sounds. So right now, if we go to part select and we go to part 2, right? As you guys can see, it's automatically going to go right here to the Juno 106. So it's saying heater pad. But if we play it, it's not playing it because we're still on MIDI channel 1. Now, if we go to MIDI channel 2 right here, it's going to play it. Okay, so this is the sound that's on MIDI channel 2. That's on MIDI channel 2. And this is the other sound that's on MIDI channel 1. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to keep it on MIDI channel 1 for right now. And I'm actually going to change that sound because I need to get a better sound. So let's go to part 1. And let's change this to another sound right here. Let's go. That mic can work. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do is we want to get part 2, which is set for MIDI channel 2, to play on MIDI channel 1. So it's very simple. What we have to do is go into menu. So we select menu, and then it has edit. We go to edit. We're going to enter, press enter. And then as you guys can see, it says single setup or scene edit. What we're going to do is we're going to go to scene edit because we're editing a scene. And within that scene, we can edit the individual parts because we're still in scene 1301. And then inside of that scene, we have 4 melodic parts and we have a rhythm part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit enter. We're going to go into scene edit. And as you guys can see, we have common edit. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over, one. So we're going to press the arrow over, and now we have scene part edit. Okay. So now that we're in scene part edit, what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down, keep going all the way down, keep going all the way down. And then pretty soon you're going to see a MIDI part on here, which right here, you see the MIDI RX, the bank, the bend, poly, channel pressure, volume, pan, and then we get right here to RX channel. The RX channel is going to be the corresponding MIDI channel that this sound is assigned to. So it's the corresponding MIDI channel that this particular sound or this particular part is assigned to. So right now, we're in part 2, RX channel 2. If we press part 3, RX channel 3. If we press part 1, we're in RX channel 1, which is MIDI channel 1. So we go back to 2, we're in 2. RX channel is in 2. If we change this to 1, now this sound, whatever we choose in here, is going to be assigned to MIDI channel 1. Okay? Y'all get me? So part 2 is now RX channel 1, which is now going to be going through MIDI channel 1, which means part 1 is on MIDI channel 1, and now part 2 is not going through MIDI channel 1 because the RX channel is on 1. So when we play the sound, we have both sounds playing through MIDI channel 1 now. And now to make things a little bit more interesting, let's go to let's not even go to part 3. Let's skip part 3. Let's go to part 4. So we're going to go to part 4. As you guys can see, the RX channel is 4. We're going to change that to 1, right? And whatever sound is on part 4 is now going to be played through MIDI channel 1. So if we play it, that's crazy. So now you can take these parts because now part 1, 2, and 4 are now going through MIDI channel 1, which leaves part 3. We didn't assign that to anything, right? Part 3 is still assigned to RX channel 3. So guess what that means? That if we go to MIDI channel 3, guess what? This sound will play by itself. And if we exit it out of here, and we just change this one sound, which this is called square dimes right here. Let's go to another sound. Let's find something a little different. What's this? It's 5th synth. Sounds good by itself because it's on MIDI channel 3. And if we go into the RX channel, back into menu, and we go to enter, scene edit, go over to part edit. As you guys can see, it's on RX channel 3, MIDI channel 3. But how about we send this to 1? So now we're going to have all 4 parts. We got all 4 of these parts going through MIDI channel 1 now. So we're going to put this on MIDI channel 1. and we play it. And that's how you do it. So whether you want to put parts 1 and 2 on RX channel 1 or parts 3 and 4 on RX channel 2, that way you can have those 2 sounds go through MIDI channel 1, and then you can have 3 and 4 go through MIDI channel 2. And that's how you can stack your sounds from your Jupiter X to go through a single MIDI channel, and that way you can build some really good sounds using the Jupiter X. It's that easy. All right, so I hope that wasn't too hard to figure out. Hope you guys got it the first time. If not, I'll try to do like another video, like explain that a little bit more, but it's fairly simple. It's just basically whatever the part, you know, is, and whatever the RX channel is for that part is, that's what the MIDI channel is going through. So if you're on part 2 and your RX channel is on 2, you're going to be on MIDI channel 2. But if you're on part 2 and you switch that RX channel to 1, then that means it's going to correspond with MIDI channel 1, and that way you can stack your sounds that way. I wish this Jupiter X had 16 parts. That way I could stack like 3 or 4 parts on one channel and another 3 or 4 parts on another channel. I could really build some sounds that way. But it's actually very cool to do this because you can actually save the scenes. You can save your favorite sounds like that. And then if you just want to stack like 2 parts together and then leave the other 2 parts on their own MIDI tracks, you can do it that way as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys understood what I was doing. And you can do that with the natural tones as well. So it's not just, you know, just the keyboards that they have set in here. You can do it the same way with using the what are they called? The model banks. Yes, the model banks. You can do it that way. And it's a good way to stack these sounds and create some really dope sounds to make some really dope beats with. All right. So like I said before, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.